How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make Intrigues work that body. I'm going to be showing you how the bass and lead are made using Vital, and I'll also be covering the drums and the other parts of the track. Let's get straight into it. Here's a preview of the track and what you'll have made by the end of the video. Great, let's firstly start with the bass. Cool, so the MIDI is pretty simple. If you want to pause the video and copy that, then feel free. But if not, we're going to get straight into the sound design. Great, so this is actually a preset from my Vital Speed Garage Volume 1 pack. You can get that from the link in the description. The pack has over 50 presets, making it really easy for you to make really sick Speed Garage. It covers tracks by producers like Interplanetary Criminal, Ketama, Main Phase, Soul Mash Transit System, Silver Bumper, and many, many more. Definitely check that out. As I said, the link for that is in the description. Just to let you know, the drums for this project as well are from my Speed Garage Volume 3 pack. Great, so yeah, it's the Reese Charlie. To make this from scratch, you're going to click here and click Initiate Preset. We're then going to come to this saw wave and pitch it down by 24. Turn on Oscillator B and do the same, minus 24. We're then going to go plus 19 on the D tune and minus, let's say, 23. This is what it's going to sound like so far. A little bit harsh, but we're basically halfway there. Turn this filter on, make sure oscillator 1 and 2 are both selected. And now we've just got to dial this in to get the right sort of sound. So you really could sort of settle for that. I'm just going to bring this attack up because it's a slight click. You could also turn on key track. Let's hear it in context with the rest of the track. So like a little bit deeper. I mean, yeah, pretty simple patch, but you can see how effective that is. If I just check the original, yeah, pretty similar. It's got that key track on. Great, now we've got the bass, we can work on the lead. Yeah, really interesting lead. This is the MIDI, so essentially you've got this root note and then we've pitched it up another octave to create a sort of single note chord, and then we've just got the fifth in the middle. This is then literally just repeating until the end of the bars where we're going up the seventh and then obviously the fifth above that, or the fourth, sorry. So yeah, pretty simple MIDI, but yeah, really effective. Nice little rhythm with that. Let's have a look at how the patch is made. Cool, yeah, so we go to Oscillator 1, turn on Basic Shapes. So you just select it from Factory Basic Shapes. And then yeah, we got this square wave. Detune it by 14. And we've also added a little bit of unison. So we pushed it up to 5 voices and then the detune down to 5%. This basically gives it a bit of width. Gonna sound like this. Turn on Oscillator 2. Same bit of unison, and we're detuning it and pitching it up by an octave and detuning it plus 12. Again, nice bit of unison. And then minus 12. So basically got 4 square waves all sort of lined up. So stacked at different levels. So this is obviously minus 12, this is at 0, and this is at plus 12. And we've kept this one without any unison. Sort of straight down the middle. Almost working as like the sort of bass. We then come over to envelope 1 and we've created a sort of slope. So decays at 0.894 seconds, so about a second. And then we've sculpted that to keep it sort of straight. Then we've dragged this over onto the filter cutoff. So yeah, make sure you've got all the oscillators selected, so 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, we've got the cutoff at minus 10. I really don't like this filter in Vital to be honest. Serum filter is way fucking better. But yeah, then we're dragging this over. So just drag it on like this, onto this little bit here. And then dragging that envelope up to, yeah, 1 to 55. Yeah, then we've obviously got our effects. So firstly, we've got delay. We've got that on 1/8 mode. Nice bit of feedback, 50% mix. Equalizer, just boosting that high end. Sounds a bit flat otherwise. And then of course, nice big reverb. This is like the Serum version. I actually prefer the Vital one. I think it sounds way better. Way better. I'll switch it. Next we have the drums. So they sound like this. And it's basically this really fat kick. It's from that Speed Garage Volume 3 pack. Yeah, we got fat kick, no effects, don't really need it. Just a really thumping sort of 909, distorted to fuck. And then we got this top loop, as you can hear, and there's quite a lot going on. We've also got the clap, the hat, and you've got sort of like a background shaker sort of thing. Great, lastly now, the snare build. So it's made of 2 layers. We've got this top layer. As you can see, the MIDI sort of, the velocity is going low to high. And then that obviously just repeats itself until you get to this part, which you do the same, get that. And then I go over here, half the note divided by 2, and then just repeat that like that. And this one, put the sustain all the way down. Decay, bring that up like automation. And then do the same on the second snare. So that one's just going at the same rhythm the whole time, so this double rhythm. And when you layer it together, you get a nice sort of snare build. And then we've got this shotgun effect from that same pad, the ragger effect. One last thing as well, there's a delay on the vocal. To cover this sort of this little gap here where there's no vocal, on the return channel I've got this delay, so I put it on like 16th, or I'll just call it 4 mode, feedback at 36, and then I'll come over here on the returns and you can also automate that, so at the end of the bar it kicks in, so you can hear it going. Obviously if you want that to last longer, then you can up the feedback. Put it on 100%, it's going to last forever. Cool, great. I hope you learned something new. I will see you next week for another video. Thanks.